return to innocence. Hi, ya, 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 ya. Hi, ya, ya. Oh, ya, oh, hi. The return to innocence.
Soup? Seriously? Soup.
This is Steve Harrington.
I can kind of hear it.
Yeah, I can hear it now too.
Now that you said it.
That's crazy.
That's wild. Speaking of Stranger Things, hold on.
Ian and I have been rewatching season 3.
What? Are you serious?
So the season before the latest season, the one where it's like set in the summertime.
Okay.
And
Not the one where...
the one where all the rats explode.
Okay, yeah. Where Billy...
Yeah, Billy's the main
like
guy.
the thirst trap of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, Ian is dying over that guy. That's his main squeeze.
That's funny.
But no, we've been rewatching it and it's really good. And I'm really, really excited for the new season. I think I might have sent it to you on TikTok, but they just posted like a little promo for it, like a behind the scenes promo.
Okay, I saw that they were like, there was a sneak peek or something, but I didn't go watch it.
Yeah, it's just like, so it's narrated by Lucas and it's like, we're almost done filming. So excited to come to you. Like, it's like not like a trailer or anything. It's just like the cast kind of like vlogging, like here we are behind the scenes, and it's showing you like a couple little snippets of like their behind the scenes stuff.
Okay.
And I'm trying so hard not to get excited because
so much we have to wait so long.
You have to wait so long, so the expectations are high.
Right.
And then also like at the same time expectations are low.
Right.
Because it's the final season. Which I guess could be like a good thing that they'll just go all out. But like, I just feel like I don't know where they're going to go with this. And it seems like they didn't know where they were going to go with this storyline. And all the kids are no longer kids. Like,
yeah, that's true.
They're all like 20.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, are they going to try and like age them down
fast
again?
Forward,
or are they going to fast forward to like several years later?
I'm just like, how do you button up the whole of Hawkins just like falling out from under itself?
I don't know. I really don't. And I feel like there's an opportunity maybe that they could like fast forward a few years and they've been living in this like toxic regime for like several years and now they're trying to like break out or something.
I would love
people
that.
are definitely going to die. Like for sure. More people than have already died.
I just don't know if I can handle it.
I am so excited. I
Evan
love it when main characters die.
Evan and I watched A Quiet Place last night, which so spoiler alert, if you've never seen A Quiet Place, number one, I would highly recommend you go see. It's on my top 10
it's very good
favorite movies of all time.
I forgot about that.
But I restrained myself, but I wanted to give heaving sobs at the end, knowing what's gonna happen, the whole plot. Like, you see the foreshadowings and like, man, when Emily's talking to him and she's like, you have to protect them, I'm just like already so then good. I was just like,
anything with family and children is just too much for me.
Oh my
I
gosh.
Can't do it. I can't even imagine if I were to actually have my own children.
Oh my gosh. And honestly though, I thought it was really interesting because I noticed this time too, the foreshadowing of what John was gonna do. I don't remember their real names. I don't know if they ever even,
or their character names.
Yeah, their character names. But there's a point in time where John and his son are walking back from the river and they stumble on this guy whose wife has just died. Yeah. And he screams. Yeah. And John's like, no, shh, you know. And obviously he gets killed.
That's like the part I remember the most vividly.
But then it's like fast forward 30 minutes and like that's John. screaming for his family. Like, it just oh my gosh. It just.
Speaking of which, I love how we're just hopping from topic to topic here.
I know.
I went and saw Quiet Place Day 1.
Yes, I haven't seen it yet.
On my birthday. You don't need to see it.
I don't
think so.
No.
Here's the thing. I really enjoyed it. And looking back, I think it was really good. I feel like it is a third movie.
Okay.
In a trilogy that isn't made by the same people.
See,
doesn't have the same cast members in it.
That's so disappointing because I was really hoping they would answer some of the huge questions of like, why did they come to Earth?
Nope.
How did they?
It did show
get
them
there?
arriving, and I didn't realize they were from space.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the main character like looks up in the sky.
Yeah.
And you see these like comet looking things coming down. And so you're like, oh, that must be them.
Yeah.
If anything, there's more questions. Because there's a couple scenes where like you see stuff and you're like, is this their eggs? Is this coming out of them? What is this stuff? And it never answers. It's like their nest.
Dang it.
And one of the characters finds like their nest.
Okay.
And you're like, oh, we're going to get into like the lore of these characters or these creatures.
Yeah.
And you don't.
That's really disappointing to me.
I think we already said it, but we're just going into spoilers. So if any of these movies are anything,
I probably will still watch it just out of like posterity, but you know.
Can I give like a recap?
Yeah.
A little recap?
Ahead, yeah.
Okay, so it's got Lupita Nyong'o in it, who I love. She's incredible.
Yeah.
And then the guy who plays Eddie
right?
in
Which
Stranger
is crazy.
Things. And also horror movie god, Alex Wolff is in it.
Who is that?
One of the guys from the Naked Brothers band. From Nickelodeon. Do you remember?
What?
Hold on.
My
Where's my phone?
gosh. I forgot about that band.
So yeah, like if you were a Nickelodeon kid, there was this band called the Naked Brothers Band. It has two little kids, Nat and Alex Wolff. And Alex Wolff has gone on to be in like all of these major
That's
horror
what I thought
movies.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
The guy with the freckle.
The guy with the mole.
Yeah. Okay. Mole. Yeah.
Yeah. Be politically correct here. It's a mole.
Okay. I didn't mean to disrespect the mole.
But he's just like pretty much exclusively in horror movies. And he does a really good job.
Interesting.
But he's in this movie. I didn't even know he was in this movie.
I did not
Spoiler,
either.
he dies.
No.
He's the first person to die.
Oh, okay. That kind of sucks.
Kind of needlessly, honestly.
Really?
Yeah. But so essentially Lupita Nyong'o has cancer and she's on an outing with her hospice group.
Oh.
And they go into New York City to see a show or something. Yeah. And then that's when the creatures arrive.
Okay.
And she has to somehow survive. But I thought they would play a lot more into the New York City aspect of it.
Yeah.
Because at the very beginning, they show like a quote and it's like, New York City puts off this many decibels of sound. It's the same as someone screaming constantly. Like, or something. Like, basically just talking about how loud New York City is.
Yeah.
And so I was like, ooh, they're really going to play this up.
Yeah.
And they didn't really. There was like one scene. But basically, so this character is going to die because she has cancer. Mm-hmm. So she has no real reason to live.
Right.
And so immediately, as soon as this happens, as soon as the world has started to end, she's like, I need to go to this specific restaurant to get pizza. That's her whole motivation.
Are you kidding
So she's
me?
like, my dad used to take me to this restaurant. Before I die, I want to go get pizza from this restaurant. And so the whole hour-and-a-half movie is her trekking across New York City in the middle of an apocalypse to try and get pizza.
What a waste.
That's the whole plot of the movie.
What a waste.
And as she's making her way through the city, she comes across this guy, and she's like a tough, like no BS type of character.
Right.
And she meets this British guy who is very high anxiety, has a lot of panic attacks, like is not coping well. And he basically is like, can I hang out with you? And she's like, fine, whatever. Yeah. And then they just trek across the city together. They don't know each other at all. And so they try to like quickly build
a rapport,
a lot of relationship,
yeah,
so that you get attached to this character, and it just doesn't really work. Like they're both doing a good job. Like both actors did a good job.
Right.
But they don't have this like chemistry of like, oh, John Krasinski with his children.
Right.
Here's this emotional connection that we have.
Real wife.
They like really played up tried to like lean into the emotion of the first two movies.
Yeah.
But with characters that you don't know and don't really care about and don't have a connection to even what they're trying to do.
Right.
Because the main character's not even trying to survive. She's trying to eat pizza before she dies. And it's hard to get behind that. Because the whole time you're like, well, the pizza restaurant is closed. Like, there's no one there.
This is the second most frustrating thing that's happened to me.
And you know that. And you know that. And the whole movie, you're like, there's like, not going to be anybody there. And then they get to the pizza restaurant. And she's like upset that there's nobody there. And I'm like, what do you mean? I thought for sure it was going to be some kind of like joke of like, of course we all knew.
Right. Like,
there's no one at the pizza restaurant.
Oh, I did this because I can't really come to grips with it.
Apparently she didn't know that there was gonna not be anybody.
That is so interesting.
And then basically, yeah, anyway, everything that you think is gonna happen doesn't end up happening, and then it just is over.
Well,
and
that feels like such a waste.
Yeah, and the girl dies, and the closing shot is kind of cool, but also kind of disappointing. So basically, like, he gets away.
Okay.
She makes sure that he gets on, even though there's a point where she could sacrifice herself for him, but she doesn't. But he still gets away, which is fine. He gets onto like a boat because they can't swim. The creatures can't swim.
Right.
So he gets onto a boat, and she finds like a radio, like a radio set, and her dad's like a musician, so she's really connected to like music and stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
And so she puts on her favorite song on the speakers.
Yeah.
To play loudly to attract the thing. So she dies like listening to her favorite song or something.
Awesome.
That's like the end of the movie.
Which, do you think, let me ask you this. Do you think this is a plot hole or an inconsistency? Because in the first one, there's a scene where the basement in their barn floods. And the creature goes into the water.
Yeah.
He doesn't technically swim. Like, he doesn't go a far distance by any means. So, like, I think it's feasible that he could have like walked on the ground or like grabbed onto something to pull him through the water. But part of me did start thinking about the second one. And I was like, oh yeah, like, why did they go to the island? And then I was like, oh, because like they don't like water, they can't swim. But then I was like, but that doesn't really make sense with this. So
yeah,
I don't know.
They kind of added that in the second one. Like, oh, by the way,
they also don't
they
like
can't
water.
Swim.
Yeah, or can't swim.
I'm not mad at it. I do think it's a little bit of a plot hole, but I feel like if you're gonna expand the universe, you kind of have to like.
Which since I watched the movie with Evan, he was asking a lot of like questions about the thing, like how far can they hear? Like,
what a curious lad.
Yeah, I know, because he was like, well, because like once they start shooting him at the end, you know, or like they shoot the one and then it's assumed that they keep shooting the other ones that show up. But then Evan's like, isn't the sound just going to attract more, like continually attract them and attract? And I was like, I don't know how far they can hear.
Yeah.
Because I would assume that it taps out at a certain point. So I think,
I don't think they're meant to be like supernatural creatures.
Like once you rid of all of them in a certain area, I think then you're done. Unless more move into that area type of thing. So yeah, I think there could be an end point to a certain degree, but I'm just so bummed that there's not more of a backstory that was told in this in the day one movie. Because I'm like, then don't name it day. Like, well, I guess maybe that is kind of.
If anything, there's more questions of like how these things worked, which I've already.
I was just led to believe that. In my own mind, no one else
led to believe by yourself.
Yeah, and the trailer where it was like, oh, like we're gonna, you know, kind of like understand a little more, but that's a bummer.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome to Good Soup.
Welcome to Good Soup.
Those are our movie thoughts for the day. Actually, on my watch list, Monkey Man.
Oh, I'm surprised you haven't watched it
yet. It's on Peacock.
Yeah, it is.
I need to watch it.
You have Peacock, so
I do. Thanks to you, my good friend. I do really want to watch Monkey Man with Dev Patel. I love Dev Patel. I think he's so cute, and I do like him a lot. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I want to watch Monkey Man. I want to watch Inside Out 2, which I know you've already seen and didn't love. But I
also didn't love the first one.
See, I loved the first one. So I'm hoping good things for the second one.
I will say, though, it made some connections for me in my therapy life that I was like, oh, okay, that makes more sense now. But as like a movie to like just sit and enjoy, I'm like, it's all right.
All right. You know? Well, I'm excited. Yeah. I think I'll like it.
I think you will like it.
Ian and I are also really excited to go see Twisted.
Oh my gosh. Is it out?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's out.
I want to see that too.
Yeah. It looks like it's going to be exactly the same as Twister.
Probably.
It's got Anthony Ramos in it.
Ooh.
I also really like Anthony Ramos.
And what's his face?
Glenn Powell.
Not real guy.
Glenn Powell is one of Ian's favorite guys. Glenn Powell loves, or not Glenn Powell. Ian loves Glenn Powell and Dacre Montgomery.
Oh my gosh.
And I love Anthony Ramos and Dev Patel. Those are our celebrity crushes.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah, Glenn Powell looks like an AI creation of a man.
He really does.
He doesn't look real.
It's crazy.
It is really crazy.
Also, Despicable Me 4 was pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Evan and I took some time to watch through all of the preceding movies, so the Despicable Me's and the Minion movies. And I
have the whole saga.
Yeah, you do. I do have to say I was a bit of a Minion hater before. I don't know. I just thought they were kind of dumb, and like I was like, they're trying too hard with this type of humor. But once I saw the Minion movies, I was like, all right, they're pretty cool. And Bob is like super cute, so
she's changed her mind.
So
on the Minions.
I now find them pretty funny and delightful. So
nice.
Yeah. But that was fun. So that was a pretty good movie.
You know, last night I watched 13 Going on 30.
Oh.
And I also cried a lot in that one.
Oh my gosh.
What movie were you watching where you almost sobbed? You just said it.
Oh, Quiet Place.
Quiet Place. Yes. I sobbed in 13 Going on 30. I have some stuff going on in my life right now.
What part did you sob
No,
at?
one of the like wholesome parts where like things are going well for her, and like she's getting her designs for the magazine, and the boy is hanging out with her.
Sparkle.
And then it's Poison.
Oh, sorry. Sparkle's their enemy.
Yes, okay. Sparkle's the enemy. And then she has like a sleepover with all the 12-year-old girls in her building. And I just
we are strong.
No one can tell us we're wrong.
Yes.
I just was having such an emotional moment because I'm like, I miss being 13.
Right. Seriously.
We've been gone for a little while because we've been taking a little bit of a summer hiatus.
So when she's saying we, she means like you and
what?
When you said we, I was thinking you and Ian, but you're talking about us as the podcast.
As the podcast.
We took an unintentional summer hiatus.
And on the summer hiatus, I turned 27. So
OMG.
Not quite 30, but old enough to feel sad about not being 12 anymore. So, yeah, it's been rough out here in these streets.
Yeah.
But rough in these 27-year-old streets.
Honestly, though, 20s are just weird. Yeah.
And it's so annoying because then you're like, I'm upset about this. Does anyone know why I feel so upset about this? Yeah. And everyone's like, it's because you're in your 20s. And that just feels like a kick in the face. And I hate it.
For real, though. For real. Since we took a little bit of summer break, we obviously haven't been recording, so
we did record one episode.
Oh yeah, we did.
That has yet to be released and won't be released. We've decided.
Yeah,
we took turns reading from our notes app.
Yeah,
and we thought it would be a lot more lighthearted than it was. It turns out
when you get like two people who have experienced depression throughout their lives, it's not all that light and
There's
fun.
There's not as much like fun stuff as we thought there would be. So I think Chris is going to insert a couple clips here.
Yeah, maybe like some highlights.
Yeah, some of the more funny stuff. And I think we're going to just scrap the rest because as friends, we could share it with each other, but I don't know that.
It probably wouldn't translate very well. Yeah,
I don't think so. So we're just scrapping that one and starting fresh.
Freshy fresh. So what have you been into this summer? What have you been liking?
What have I been liking? Well, I have been working out a lot.
Yeah.
Which is new actually since the last time we started.
We recorded. Yes, honestly, it like started
because the last time we recorded was like May, and I started at my gym at May 1st.
Oh my gosh! So that's crazy. And you just had your 50th workout.
I just had my 50th workout class. So whatever that is, 5 or 6 times a week.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, my goal for like May was to go 4 to 5 times a week. And I went like 4 1 week, 5 1 week, 4 1 week, 5 1 week. And then I was like, once I had completed this like 6-week challenge that I was a part of, I was like, well, I'll go down to like 3 times a week after that.
Yeah.
And I ended up upping it to 5 or 6 times a week. I went from 4 or 5 times a week to 5 to 6 times a week.
Who is she?
I don't know.
Okay, listen. In the matter of like 2 months or however long, like, yeah, it's been like 2 months.
2 months.
Before then, you absolutely did not want to go to a gym.
No.
Ever.
I had zero
You were like,
interest.
that's just not for me.
No.
Waking up early to go to said gym,
no.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely
Heck
not.
no.
I have this thing where I was like, I'm not getting up before 6 a.m. ever. Unless it's to catch a flight to Disney World.
Then all bets are off.
I am never getting up before 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just not going to do it. And I'm a morning person. Like, I enjoy the morning.
I actually enjoy the mornings as well.
But I just was not, like, getting up super early to go to the gym was just not something I ever thought I'd be interested in. And for some reason, this just has worked.
It, like, a switch flipped.
It's very weird, and it doesn't feel like painful. That's the thing. As I'm like, if you had told me, hey, you're going to be going to the gym 5 or 6 times a week, I'd be
for 2 months
at 5 a.m.
Yeah,
like
and
typically
that's
I go at 5
a.m.
a.m.
You go so early.
Yeah, the time that I'm able to go typically is 5 a.m. And I would be like, oh, so I'm miserable.
Yeah,
like,
right.
if you're like,
so
you're doing this, I'd be like,
my life.
yeah,
and I'm miserable.
like I'm really hating myself and everything sucks. And it's like, oh no, this is actually like the best part of your day. And it's like just nothing I would have ever expected. I
just think that is so cool.
It's so weird. I was such a walking girly. I started a little bit of a weight loss. I hate the word journey, but I'm continually just in this place in my life. And I started walking in January, which I really, really love. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to try to like
do more than that.
I'm just going to walk. And for some reason, I don't even remember why I decided to go to the gym. Like, honestly, I don't even know.
So this gym is like all girls.
It's a women's only gym.
It's like a boot camp gym. So they have trainer-led classes throughout the day. So you go there, they tell you what to do for an hour, and then you leave. Yeah. So
I don't have to think of anything myself, which is clutch.
So good. So good. But I think you started thinking about it, at least from my perspective, because they were running that like 6-week challenge, and at the end you had the possibility of like winning this vinyl or a Taylor Swift thing or something.
I completely forgot about
that. So like if you lost a certain amount of weight or something like that.
It was like you had to like submit your before and after pictures to marketing or something. Yeah. But yeah, they had some kind of signed like Taylor Swift golden platinum.
You didn't even really care that much. You weren't
but that's why I saw the ad, I think. Yeah. Is because my algorithm knows I like Taylor Swift, and so they just pumped it to me.
And you're like, okay, I guess I can try this.
Yeah. And I completely forgot. I didn't even submit after pictures.
Oh, you didn't? No, oh my
gosh. It's all right.
That's all right. Yeah.
But yeah, it was really cool. And so I did dance classes a couple years ago.
Yes.
And I really enjoyed that for the most part. But I struggled to get there. I canceled
so much.
Lot.
Yeah.
Like I'd schedule a class and then cancel it. Yeah. And getting there was a headache, and I just didn't enjoy going. And
it was like in a weird like
it was kind of in a weird place, but it was a good place to go. Yeah. But I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoy this. Yeah. And which so surprises me, because I 100% was like, I'm a walking girly. Right. I'm a dance class girly. Yeah. Like I'm not a weightlifting boot camp girl.
Give me like exercise camouflaged in other things.
Yeah, exactly. But I've enjoyed this the most.
But honestly, okay, today, so the cool thing about the gym.
It's been terrible coming to have you, or having you come, because I'm like, oh my God, I'm so not as far along as I thought I was. No. Because Chris is just like jumping around and like, and I'm just like, oh, okay.
No, okay, first of all, I play pickleball like a couple times a week, and like I played a lot of sports growing up. Like I think it's just like
you're very athletic.
There's an innate athleticism in me that just kind of sets me up to like, even when I'm starting kind of from scratch, it's like, okay, you at least have like a little. Anyway, so but your gym lets you bring a friend for free on Fridays. Yeah. For an unlimited number of Fridays. Yay. So I went with you last week and this today, because we're recording on a Friday. And today we had to do this exercise where you basically have your feet shoulder width apart. And Annie, I know you're probably super cringing right now because you're like, this is what it's called. But and then you grab the barbell.
The hang clean?
Yes, hang cleans. Thank you. There we go. There's what they are. What I'm talking about. So for all of you that aren't exercise savvy, what is it called?
Hang clean.
Hang clean. It's just
hang clean. I know. Once you start saying it fast, it doesn't sound like a real thing. But it's the two words, hang clean.
Probably King of Queens. There's a line in there where he's like, I've said it too much. It's lost its meaning. Like he's saying something. And he's like, it doesn't mean anything now. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. So,
Chris is into King of Queens right now.
Yeah, I am. I've been watching through the show. It's great. Anyway, I have some misgivings with it, but it's fine. Anyway.
Oh, the show?
Yeah, the show.
Just talk about the workout.
I know. Okay. So you grab the barbell and you paint your legs with it on the way down. So you slowly lower it down to your ankles, and then you pull it up and hoist it up to above
you're
on
supposed
your
to do
chest.
a little jump.
Yeah. So yeah. If you can imagine that, whatever. Okay, so the barbell is how much? 45 pounds alone. Mm-hmm. Okay, so wasn't struggling with the barbell itself, but it definitely was intimidating for me to just go over there to just the barbell. I'd never done this move in my entire life, by the way. And so we were in the point of the workout where we're at different stations. So I was somewhere else doing different workouts, but I was kind of just doing things where you can kind of observe around the room. Mm-hmm. And I look over and Julia's getting ready to do her hang cleans. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she goes up to this barbell that has additional weights on it. And I was
on it, yeah.
floored. Not in a bad way. Not oh my gosh, but
oh my
I
gosh,
was just
can you believe I was lifting a barbell with plates on it?
But whoa. I was just oh my gosh, she's doing that. It was just crazy.
Well, I did the barbell, but it was too easy.
What is that? So I'm just saying, how cool is that? 2 months ago.
2 months
you
ago,
would have looked at them and nah.
You know those soft ones that I showed you that are the lighter? Yeah. Those are what I was doing up until a week or two ago.
And now what were those plates on there?
They were 10s, so it was an extra 20 pounds, so 65 maybe hang cleans.
I'm just
it's really not that impressive, but it is fun.
I was wow, that's amazing.
I'm glad you were watching me because I was watching you too.
That was amazing. I just thought that was so cool to I don't know.
Oh
yeah,
that's awesome.
Anyway, so
thank you for coming with me and supporting me.
Of course, yeah. I was thinking today during class, I was they should have a day where you can bring the man in your life and just show them how hard that workout is because
there are times that I'm doing it and I'm he 100% could, but sometimes just to puff myself, I'm I wonder if Ian could do this.
No, right? But I'm just this is hard work. It is not an easy workout. It is and what we were talking about this morning was you can push yourself as hard as you want or not. So the trainer there can only really push you to a certain level, and then there's a lot of structured things they do where it's do as many reps as you can in this many minutes, or we have this many minutes and do as many cycles through all of these reps as you can. So it's you're really the one having to push yourself to do as
there's
many
a time
reps
limit,
and
so you can make it easier,
right? You can space out the reps over
which is a pro and a con.
Yes.
For people like me, who are one slower but also two less advanced,
yes, right?
It makes it easier to want to come back every day when you feel
you are improving within your own little world.
Yeah, for sure.
Instead of
but you can also fail to challenge yourself in that same realm,
right?
And so it's about finding that balance of challenging yourself to push to something different, but also it's nice to be all right, I can only do 10 reps of this today and I'm going to be okay with that, but tomorrow I'm going to try and do 11 or whatever it is, and you have just for me that's a huge benefit of it's 50 minutes and you're done. So it's I walk in there and I'm I'm going to walk out in 50 minutes.
And they do not mess around.
No.
There's no chat time beforehand.
Downtime.
There's no it's just
you start at 6 a.m.
on the dot. Here we go, ladies.
Yeah.
Run around in the room, and it's like, oh, here we go. You know, and then end of class, you just walk out, which feels like a crime for some reason.
Why is that?
I'm like, okay, so you just leave now, like
we used to not do cool downs. We didn't used to do the stretching part, so we would just finish the cardio and then be like, all right, bye.
Like. Gosh.
So whoever creates the workouts at like corporate, like they replace that person because they've had a big like restructuring. And I'm not gonna get into it, but there was a whole lot of drama when I first started at this gym. Everyone got fired the first week that I joined this gym. Every single person got fired, and they replaced everybody. And it was like, should I even go to this gym?
Is this
like, what
is this okay?
But anyway, also there was some restructuring at corporate. And the person who makes the workouts got replaced. And the person who now does the workouts includes a warm up and a cool down.
Oh.
Which I love.
I feel like that's
I feel like that is kind of, I think there's a reason why they had to restructure everything.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But now they have a full like 5 to 7 minute warm up and then like a 5 minute cool down.
Which is not like
not a ton.
Yeah. Or either.
I like we're saying like the opposite thing.
No, it's not a lot of time, but also I remember last Friday when I went with you for the first time, we were doing like high knees and stuff in the warm up. And so like I didn't understand the structure though at that point. So I was like, okay, just getting right into it. And then it's like, all right, there's your warm up. And I was like, I just spent all of my energy on that. So warm up. Done.
And I'm sweating.
Yeah. It's a great workout though. Like they get a lot of different things in there, and I like that they allow for a lot of modifications. They give you a lot of options on how to do things, like if you can't do a certain move or don't want to or whatever. Like I don't know. I think it's like a really cool, if I didn't have like a gym at my apartment and if I didn't work out with Evan consistently, or wasn't trying to work out with him consistently, I would probably think about signing up for that, because it is so easy to just go, not have to worry about what you're doing for the day, and it sounds like they rotate like what you're focusing on for like each day of the week or something, or different classes are different focused areas like chest and biceps or like glutes and
Ian didn't like this, but I think it's a good thing so that you don't feel like you don't have to go 5 days a week if you don't want to. Is they rotate what days, so it's not like Monday is always chest and Tuesdays is always legs. Like it rotates through, like I don't know how exactly they do it. Like there's not a discernible pattern for me. But each day is something. So whenever Chris comes, it'll be something different for her
every
time.
So
it's not just that she comes on Friday and we only do triceps. Like you'll get a different focus with every class you take,
which I love that.
I do too.
It's like a fun way to like end the week, and I look forward to it now. And
so
for the
like
whole 2 weeks I've been doing it.
It's fun.
It is really
like,
fun.
That's the thing is like I 100% took me by surprise. It's like, this looks miserable. This sounds miserable. 5 a.m. boot camp sounds miserable, but it's fun.
It goes so fast.
Yeah.
Like we had a section today where it was 8 to 10 minutes, and basically there was a string of exercises, and it was do these exercises with these reps as many times as you can in a cycle within this 8 to 10 minutes. And I thought, oh my gosh, how many times am I going to have to do that? I did it like 1.8 times.
I think we were at like on the same pace.
We're like on.
Yeah. I got through it one time. I am lucky if with stuff like that, I can usually get through it like one time fully.
People were like
on their second or third.
Yeah. Like 1.5 while I was like still ending my first one. It was, and I was like, all right, you know
slow.
What? This is just, it is what it is.
Yeah. You got to go easy on yourself.
Yeah. But
I'm not about to pull something over here, you know?
Right? Yeah, I know.
Anyway, so that's basically what I've been up to. What have you been up to this summer?
Oh, gosh. I went on family vacation to North Carolina.
And you got a very nice tan.
I did get a very nice tan.
This is like the 7th time I've complimented you on your tan. So
I got really tan this time around. I think I've been to the beach a couple times in the last year, or like sunny places, and I just haven't been as concerned about like actually getting a tan, but this time when I was at the beach, I was like, I'm getting a good tan, and I did. So
nice.
Yes, and it's funny. I'll be going back to like Outer Banks, kind of North Carolina-ish area in like 2 weeks with my nuclear family. So like this was kind of extended family that I went with, but this is going to be like my parents and my siblings and their kids and stuff. So that'll be fun. But it's just interesting because we have never as a family ever expressed interest in ever going to like North Carolina or something. Like we normally go to Florida or do something else, like a cabin somewhere. So it's just interesting that like within a month of each other, I'll be in the same place basically with like different parts of my family.
That's interesting. Whose idea was it?
I think it was my sister-in-law and my mom's idea. I almost said mom-in-law, but she's my mom.
My actual mom.
My actual mom.
Mom and blood.
And I've been making my own coffee at home recently.
Ooh.
So I've been trying to get back on the food train because I've been also trying to get back on the exercise train. And so I'm like, yeah. Whoop, whoop. So I've been trying to, I love coffee and I love fun coffee drinks. But there's so many calories and they are so sugary.
Yeah.
And I know you can do dairy alternatives, but then that's more expensive. And like, so it's just kind of like a lose when you're trying to lose weight, you know?
Yeah.
Unless you want like a bitter, watery coffee from a shop.
That's like $10.
Yeah. It's like, thank you very much for this. I love this.
I'm so happy.
I will say though, Memento, if you're local here in Hermitage or like Mount Juliet, Memento, their coconut Americano.
Ooh, that's
so good. And I get it half sweet. So that's kind of like my treat for the week. It's literally just like coffee with coconut milk and like some coconut foam, cold foam or whatever. But that was the inspiration for me to start making my own coffee at home because I was like, how hard can it be to put cold brew, coconut milk, and like make a cold foam at home? Like it can't be really that hard. And so I started doing it, and my roommate has one of those really nice milk frothers that has like a base to it and it has different settings on it, so you can actually do a cold foam setting on it. And so I've been making my own coffee at home, experimenting with different like sweetness levels and different extracts. Like sometimes I'll put coconut extract in it to make it more coconutty, or almond to just like make it generally kind of taste a little sweeter. But that's been really fun for me, and like I love the ritual of coffee as well, like getting up in the morning and having something to do. So that's been fun for me, and I've been really liking it. So,
and you got the cute little straws.
I know,
and everything, like a cute little cup.
My roommate has these cute little like TikTok influencer just plain glasses that the little lip kind of like goes in at the top, and I have like glass straws that I use and stuff, so I feel very like
so cute.
Yeah,
I love that.
Man, what else has been going on this summer? It's been so freaking hot.
It has been very hot.
It's been unbearably hot.
Yes, today was actually pretty
today
nice.
Was beautiful.
Today
this
was
morning
like 65.
Oh my
insane.
Gosh. Yeah.
I got some kayaks for my birthday.
Okay. This is
so yeah. How much of this story should I tell?
I don't know, whatever you want to tell.
Okay, I love my husband Ian. I love you so much. He doesn't listen.
Even listening.
I don't think he even listens to the podcast. Yeah. So we're all gonna talk about him behind his back. No, but he asked me. He was like, "So, like, do you want some kayaks for your birthday?" And I told him, "No, I don't want kayaks for my birthday. I want a car." Because if you don't know, if you're not in on the lore, Ian and I share a vehicle, and we would like to not have
do
to
that.
do
Yeah.
anymore. And so I had said, no, like whatever money that you would spend on kayaks, set it aside and put it towards buying a car. And he was like, okay. And then he gets in the car. I go to pick him up from work, and he gets in the car, and he's like, guess what? And I'm like, what? And he's like, I bought kayaks. This is literally like the next day after I tell him, no, I don't want these kayaks. And he bought the kayaks anyway. So now we have kayaks.
Amazing.
He bought them off Facebook Marketplace, so they are non-returnable. And I'm not going to complain about it because I do really enjoy kayaking. And he was trying to be really thoughtful because I'm always talking about how I want to go kayaking.
Yeah.
And he bought us some kayaks. So I hope other wives out there can feel understood and seen when your husband is trying to be loving, but you really just want him to listen to you. But it's
funny how they like ask you directly, because my mom has this thing with my dad a lot. She'll like tell him directly, and then he will still go and like try to do extra or like different than what she directly said to him.
It's like they think that we're trying to trick them.
Yeah,
but we're not.
Which I kind of understand, because sometimes we do that where it's like, I'm fine, and like you're not really fine.
I mean, I don't really do that.
Okay,
but
well, I do that sometimes. So it's like, there are some times where I do want him to like read between the lines.
Yeah.
But I also am like, you should know the difference by now, you know?
But his goal was to be thoughtful and to surprise me, and I am happy we have them. So I'm not going to complain.
You've already used them like twice,
yeah,
right?
we've used them twice. And I've really, really enjoyed it. I love kayaking, and we kayaked to a waterfall, which now I'm like, I don't think I can just go kayaking on a river anymore. I need to be going somewhere.
I need to have a destination.
I need to have a destination, because it was so fun. You pull your little kayak over and you're like in nature, and then you swim around in the watering hole.
I think it would be kind of fun to go kayak camping, where you pack all of your camping gear on your kayak and you just do this really long river trip, and you just pull off every day and camp at night. So it's like a multi-day kayak trip.
That sounds like a lot.
It does sound like a lot, but I think it would be fun to at least experience one time in my life.
I can't wait to hear about it.
I also think it would be so fun to do whitewater kayaking.
Can't wait to hear about it.
I don't think the thrill of like, I could die, but not like seriously die, you know, like just the rapids have to be crazy enough that it's challenging, but like not so challenging that you like actually are gonna die.
You just need to give me the illusion that I'm gonna die.
Yeah, and I need to learn how to roll the kayak over so I don't drown.
Yeah, Ian was like, maybe my parents have a swimming pool, and he's like, we should take the kayaks to your parents' pool and practice flipping over and seeing how to turn back over.
It's not a bad suggestion.
It's not, but it's also a little bit ridiculous sounding. But
I get if you're just going out for a leisurely, but you could be leisurely stuck in the middle of the river with nowhere to touch ground, and how are you going to get back on the boat?
Yeah, not a situation I'm prepared for yet. So,
trial by fire, baby.
Yeah, I do have a life vest though. So.
Oh, good. Okay, well, there you go. Problem solved. That's fun though. We should take them out.
We should. I don't know how to tie them up on the roof.
Oh, it's probably not that bad. Yeah, we're gonna figure it out. We're capable women.
We really are.
We really are.
Yeah.
Not gonna talk about that.
Yeah. Let's leave that alone for today.
Won't broach that subject.
We've been talking. Never mind.
No, yeah. Shut her down. What else do you want to talk about? I thought we'd just be like.
I mean, we kind of have been.
I mean, I guess we kind of have. We have been talking for like 45 minutes, so.
I'm sorry, what more do you want enough.
From me? Oh my gosh. That's how I know I'm getting old. I laugh a little too hard for one, and then it's just like a heaving mess.
A return to innocence. I forgot what we were talking about.
I don't know if we were talking about anything. Yeah.
The return to innocence. Let's do our soup of the day.
Yes.
Yes. Do you have one ready?
No.
Okay. I do.
Okay.
I am good old instant ramen today.
Ooh.
Have I been that before?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to be instant ramen again today. Because you know what? It's an everyday food, guys. It's a 99-cent treat. You just throw it on when you got nothing else going on, nothing special. And it's kind of crappy, but some people really like it. And it's just where I'm at today. So,
great.
That's where I'm at. Are you looking up different types of soup?
No. Yes. No, okay. I think today I'm feeling like a bit of a corn chowder.
Okay.
A little heavy in some places. Like, just a little starchy. I had some drama at work this morning, and it was just kind of threw my day off a little bit. And I have some things I need to get done later today. So, like, just some things that I'm like, it's a little too heavy for how hot it is outside. Like, I wouldn't want to eat corn chowder right now because it's too hot.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do really like corn chowder, so I probably would eat it. It would just feel like it's not the right context for it. So it feels like I'm kind of like in the zone where like things are pretty good, but also there's like some things that I'm like, that needs a little work.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I feel that.
So that's what I'm feeling today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, to Jules Book Corner.
Yes.
I am currently reading a book called You Know What You Did, which
spooky
is, yes, it's spooky. I have been reading it for probably like 2 months. I have not been reading it.
Oh, wow.
I've not been reading very much at all. But it's about this woman who her mother dies and under somewhat mysterious circumstances, and you're not sure how or what this woman is involved or what their history is like, but it's an interesting mother-daughter sort of relational thriller, and I'm interested to see where it goes. I'm only like 4 or 5 chapters in, so maybe next time we record I'll have a little bit more of an update.
Yeah.
But that is what I'm currently reading. CB, what are you currently listening to?
I'm currently listening to a lot of The Strike.
You really love The Strike.
I do really love them. I just got to see them in concert on Monday night.
Okay, fine.
Just
don't tell me things. It's cool.
They were here. They were in Nashville on Monday night, and it was a blast. They pretty much played everything start to finish exactly how it's recorded, which I actually appreciate that. I know some people are like, oh, like live shows are supposed to be. And I do like when bands do that, where they like add stuff into their recordings and it's not exactly like it is on the recordings, but I did really appreciate that all of the things when I listened to it on Spotify and like all my little favorite parts, like they were all there. You know what I'm saying? Because like sometimes when the bands go off script, you kind of miss out on, you're like, oh, that's my favorite. And my favorite parts are usually the more like niche, obscure parts anyway, so they usually get nixed. But they were like right on the script. Had a saxophone player, which he was really fun.
As you should be.
As you should be. So I've been listening to them a lot, which if you are a fan of 80s rock music, I told my mom about this band and she said that they reminded her a lot of the Babies. So if you're a little bit older and you either liked or know of the Babies, this is similar.
I know the Babies.
This is a similar vibe. So I've been rocking out to that a lot. They just have good albums. Like I can listen to pretty much their whole discography and not have many skips. They don't have many music out right now. They don't have much music out right now because they're still a little newer, but they actually just recorded their 3rd studio album with the producer that's produced for, wait for this, Ben Rector, Switchfoot, and Cody Fry.
Wow.
I know, all people, Switchfoot, like not so much. I mean, I love Switchfoot just because, but.
Major respect for Switchfoot.
Yeah. Ben Rector and Cody Fry are some of my favorite artists. So
yeah.
So that's kind of cool to like see them overlapping a little bit.
Yeah.
And then there's, I feel like there was another song, something else that, it's country.
Oh, interesting. So I like country. That's not a negative for me.
But historically, if you know me at all, I feel like, or if you've known me for...
What?
Your face was like, excuse me, what?
Well, I felt like you were about to go a place where it implies that I don't know you at all.
No,
and then
no.
I'm like,
you're like, okay. If you have known me throughout my life, I am not a huge fan of country music.
Okay.
And even, yes, surprise, surprise, even when I moved to Nashville, I was still not a fan of country music for the most part. But Evan really likes country music, and when I went to North Carolina with my other extended family, my aunt that I was riding with all the time, basically, she pretty much exclusively listens to country. So she has the Sirius radio, so it's the Highway, which is the country station, one of the country stations, on repeat, and they repeat the same songs like every 2 hours.
Sure.
So I was just getting inundated with all of these country songs. But there was one country song that just got in my brain, and I was like, man. And it's Luke Combs' I'll Always Remember Him That Way, I think is what it's called. But it's a song about how how his dad is aging and how he really is kind of now, but how he'll like remember him, and it's just like, ugh, it tugs at my heartstrings. And
again, always with the parent-child thing.
I know.
It's so hard.
I know. And like it has such a singable melody, and he's got that real hard twang to it, so you can just like go and sing. And so that's been really fun. And also Evan and I went and saw this country artist, Adam Doliak. Like, we've seen him twice in the last 3 or 4 months, and I do really like him. Like, even if Evan didn't like him, I would still listen to him now, because like I've become my own fan of him type of thing. So I've been listening to a lot of country lately, and been if I can say enjoying it, I'll say I've been enjoying it. So
nice.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
cool. All right, well, this has been Good Soup.
Good Soup.
And we hope you guys are ready for a new season.
Yes, season 2.
Season 2.
Are we entering season 2?
I mean, I feel like we took like
I
a little.
feel like we did take enough of a break that it constitutes a new season.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll be back with more shenanigans. I hope you guys are enjoying your summer, and we'll see you real soon. And we're out.